We have some significant breaking news to get to you right now that is just coming into us exclusively here at NBC News. You remember that Virginia 6-year-old who shot his elementary school teacher? We are just now learning that he will not face charges. Again, this is from an interview that you will only see here on NBC News that our team is getting with the city's prosecutor just in the last really couple of minutes or so. The Newport News Commonwealth attorney who's overseeing this case says they had some questions about whether the 6-year-old could take the stand, but that he's still looking at possible criminal charges for adults. Now, to recap this story, and remember, it was headlines for, weeks here on this outlet and others. The 6-year-old shot his first-grade teacher, Abigail Zwerner, in the hand and chest back in January at Rich Neck Elementary School. She spent 2 weeks in the hospital. A lawyer for the boy's family and the law firm representing Zwerner are declining comment as we speak. I want to bring in our NBC News legal analyst, Kristen Gibbons-Fedden. Okay, so Kristen, the prospect, and again, this is just breaking here on NBCnews.com and right here on NBC News Now. The prospect that a 6-year-old would take the stand was described by this official as problematic here. This attorney has the Commonwealth's attorney has serious reservations about bringing those charges against a child. That seems to be fundamentally what is at the core of this decision.
Yeah, because keep in mind, all defendants, whether a child or whether an adult, have a constitutional right to a fair trial. That involves having the ability to assist in one's defense. Well, when you have a child who is 6 years old, typically most states say under the age of 10, they are unable to understand the nature of the charges posed against them. And as a result, they, from a competency standpoint, cannot exercise their right to zealously represent or assist in their defense. And so they aren't able to be charged just from a constitutional perspective based on their lack of competency due to their chronological age.
The other piece of this is that Howard Gwynn, this Commonwealth's attorney, said that the focus now, if not the focus, at least the attention is turning to others, meaning adults, meaning, for example, I would imagine, and he didn't specifically say this, he said any person or persons we can believe proved beyond a reasonable doubt committed a crime. I think it's fair for like a layperson to look at that and go, okay, does that mean educators in the building? Does that mean members of administration? Does that mean relatives or perhaps family members of this little boy? Are we thinking in the right direction here? What does that say to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because keep in mind, Holly, remember Ethan Crumley, his parents were charged and they stand charged for Ethan coming to school and engaging in a mass shooting. And so equally in this case, the 6-year-old's parents could be charged. How did he get that gun? Where did it come from? Was it locked up? Was there negligence? Was there any efforts from the parents or even security within the school that endangered the welfare of other individuals because that gun was allowed to be in the school? There was no efforts, if there were any, were there any efforts to prevent what actually happened, which was the ultimately fatal shooting of this teacher? So they could absolutely be charged either for reckless or negligent type charges, but probably not intentional charges, because it would be very difficult for a prosecutor to prove that anyone intended for this child to utilize that gun and murder someone, but certainly any charges regarding reckless intent or negligent intent.
There is certainly potentially still more to come on this story. Again, exclusive here at the moment to NBC News.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.